Well, this is one of the highlights on the tour of San Antonio. It's the Buckhorn Saloon and Museum and the Texas Ranger Museum all in one. So we're just going to take a little tour today and we'll take you along. The Buckhorn Saloon is the place where Teddy Roosevelt recruited the Rough Riders and where it's said that Santa Anna, Pancho Villa,
organized the revolution.
Right, organized the revolution. One of the claims to fame here is that back in the day before people carried coins, is that they would be able to trade horns or other taxidermy for a drink. So they became the world's largest collector of buckhorns.
Cheers.
Is everybody ready? Here we go.
They don't look comfortable.
3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Be sure to stop by the gift shop. Drinks are available. Enjoy the rest of your visit at the Buckhorn Saloon.
That's the horn chair that was made specially for Teddy Roosevelt. This is a unique museum. They have an active bar and you can walk around with your drink.
Not like I would.
Hi everybody, we are having lunch today at the Buckhorn Saloon. Cheddar burger and a buckhorn burger. We were here yesterday, so if you notice that we have different clothes on, it's because we were unable to get lunch here yesterday and really wanted to. So the Buckhorn is the oldest bar in Texas, and they are known for, I'll never forget the name. Oh, that's right. It's the Buckhorn Saloon, not bar. And this is where Teddy Roosevelt recruited the Rough Riders in Pancho Villa, planned the Mexican Revolution. So it's a very neat place. We did do the tour yesterday. It felt like it was $20 a person. It was definitely worth the time. A lot of great history, artifacts. The Texas Ranger Museum is here. They even have a lot of fun things that they do throughout the museum. So we have enjoyed our time here and strongly suggest it as a great place to eat, as well as a good stop for the money in San Antonio. That is an African elephant skull.
Very convoluted neocortex. The trait also shared by humans, apes, and certain dolphin species. More hunters have been killed by elephants than any other animal. The buckhorn has 7 elephant tusks weighing 95 to 120 pounds per side.
See
The tree,
mongoose in the
it's
clover
an
over here?
ancient tree in the jungle of the valley, and all the animals that live in and around and among its branches. It was carved out of a single piece of teakwood by a master artist from Nature's Garden.
Have you ever had a desire to go into a snake's den? There you go. That's not funny. You can't. Just stand there.
Look pretty.
Look pretty, yeah. Next to a snake that's probably just a little bit taller than him.
I bet he's 7 feet.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh.
None their fur, polar bears have black skin to soak in the sun's warmth. These powerful predators typically prey on seals. In search of this quarry, they frequent areas of shifting, cracking ice, where seals may surface to breathe air. Polar bears are masters of their environment and have no natural enemies. They are been extinct for more than 9,000 years. The set of antlers
This reminds me of Jeremy. He's looking right at me with his nose in the air saying, "What's that smell I smell?"
Pressing all feet on one wall, the back against the other, or pressing both right feet on one wall and both left feet on the other. Bighorn males, called rams, are famous for their large, curled horns, which are a symbol of status and a weapon used in battles. It is the manner in which rams use their horns that make the bighorn sheep remarkable. Males face each other, rearing up on their hind will have horns, but they are small. Bighorn sheep have balanced 80-split hooves. The bottom of their hooves are rough to provide a natural grip. These attributes help them negotiate rocky sawfish, also known as our family buddy, Canada is one subtropical area of the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. Migrate several species of subfishes, all of which live in either
This guy was caught with a fly rod.
Sensitive colors that detect even a heartbeat, cetaceans, and other prey. Once the prey detected, the rostrum uniquely designed to system deep in the ocean floor and capture the prey. Despite their fearsome appearance, they do not attack people unless provoked or surprised. But they can often slash the prey and defend themselves. Several species of sawfish can grow up to 23 feet. And flies for 25 years. All species that continue
Necessary shark if interacting with him and watch his behavior uncovered by metal bars or meshes or whatever the cage brings with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, step right up and experience the American Sideshow. This is an attraction you won't want to miss. Enter here and expect to see the unexpected. Just behind me are the freaks of nature, a world of bewilderment, the unusual, the strange, the unique. You may be shocked, amazed, maybe even appalled, but we guarantee you will be intrigued. See skulls deformed beyond imagination. Are they human or not of this world? See the lamb with 8 legs. That's right, I said 8 legs. Have you ever seen fleas dressed in human attire? All this and more, ladies and gentlemen, just inside. You will hear the fascinating stories of 2 legendary showmen that took the sideshow industry and presented to the world oddities and inconceivable wonders that challenge people's perceptions and prove that there is always more than meets the eye. Remember, folks, seeing is believing, and I believe you should hurry inside to see the American Sideshow.
Strange to me that some folks said I was a real-life hero. I just did what came natural. At the ripe old age of 14, I was riding the plains and learned myself many things about horses and hunting. Yes, sir, my love of the West seemed to me to be my true calling. At one point, I hunted buffalo to feed the construction crew of the Kansas Pacific Railroad. That's how I received the distinct honor of the name Buffalo Bill. Why, I ranked right up there with Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone. One day, that dime novel writer, Mr. Ned Buntline, convinced me to assume the role of Buffalo Bill in one of his stage plays. It was then that I found another natural talent, as a showman. That's when I decided to create Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show, an amazing outdoor extravaganza of the most picturesque elements of frontier life. It was half circus, half history lesson. We had everything from sharpshooting to races to rodeos. And of course, the famous Congress of Rough Riders, composed of marksmen from around the world. One marksman who stood out above all the rest was only 15 years old, and her name was Annie Oakley. We had wagon trains, fancy riding, and the reenactment of the Battle of Little Bighorn. Folks even got a chance to see real-life Indians, including Chief Sitting Bull himself. Yes, sir, Sometimes we had as many as 1,200 performers, including Will Rogers and Wild Bill Hickok. We brought the Wild West to folks all over this country, all over the world for that matter. Wow, we even hopped the pond, so to speak, to meet Queen Victoria and toured Europe. Yep, people just couldn't get enough. Well, in the early 1900s, these old bones started getting a bit tired. The time had come to pack up my saddle and head into the sunset. But I left with gracious pride. We gave folks a chance to see the most remarkable escapades of the American West. There was nothing else like it, and we showed the world that sometimes what seems like impossible just plain is.
Ah, more curious friends. Welcome to Turmoil, Texas, the now permanent residence of Dr. Phineas Fiasco's, and that'd be me, Carnival of Curiosity. See, as luck would have it, while we were touring the show, we stumbled upon this mining town. This here town was practically becoming a ghost town. You see, ever since the big explosion, thanks to Sparky burying those sticks of dynamite, thinking they were bones, the entire town seems to have turned topsy-turvy, which uncovered a rare magnetic force. Well, I knew I could turn this particular situation into a wondrous new attraction for our show.
Let's turn back to the early 19th century, when much of what we now know as the southwestern United States was the northern part of Mexico. The territory that would one day become the state of Texas was the Mexican province known as Texas. It was a rugged and sparsely populated area.
Measure your sex appeal. There's a snoring jail person in there.
Lift more, realize lift more, count it 3, 4. 4 times, no left, no more.
Bonnie and Clyde vehicle.
Some of the personal effects of Clyde and Bonnie. Vanity, thy name is wrong.